Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 playing a bit of Domination here on the map Arkaden, running around with the UMP-45 submachine gun. It has been ages since I last played Modern Warfare 3. It has been so long. See, I understand a lot of people like to go back to the older Call of Duty games, right? You like to relive some nostalgia. You like to run around on maps that you used to play on or maps that you really enjoy, like Arkaden, for example. I love this map. As much as I really didn't dig Modern Warfare 3 for the most part, I really thought Arkaden as well as Dome were just really good maps I enjoyed playing on. I love Arkaden. It's a fantastic map. So it's kind of cool being able to run back on this map. The UMP-45 is one of my favorite guns in Call of Duty history. It's kind of fun in that respect, but at the same time, you also get to go back and experience some of the other things that you didn't really enjoy about the game, like support kill streaks and support stealth bombers, support EMPs and the ACR and the MP7 and things like that. So it's weird going back to these older Call of Duty games. Again, especially like Modern Warfare 3 for me, that I haven't played in like 3+ years. I have not touched this game in ages. Like ever since Black Ops 2 came out, I never went back to Modern Warfare 3. So it was kind of weird playing it today for the first time in ages. And hopefully you guys will enjoy the gameplay because I think I do pretty good. There's a little bit of a connection issue in this match, but I think that's just because, of course, Modern Warfare 3 is pretty old now, so the number of people playing it's kind of limited, and so they try to match you up with really anybody they can match you up with, so you're probably not going to have the best connection possible whenever you're playing that game, but still, it's kind of fun, and I noticed that double XP is turned on, and I'm assuming that double XP is apparently turned on forever on Modern Warfare 3 now, at least on the Xbox 360, because why would they randomly have double XP weekend right now, you know, on June 22nd of 2015, like why would it be there? I would assume it's been there for a long time, and I would assume it's going to also be there for a long time, so if you're kind of interested in going back to play Modern Warfare 3, perhaps you should, because it's probably going to be double XP just permanently, like permanent double XP over there in that game. So go ahead and try that out if you guys are interested in going back and trying out Modern Warfare 3. This gameplay is especially relevant today as we're going to be discussing the possibility of having these old nostalgic games that we love playing and remastering them for current gen systems, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, as well as the PC. So over at Game Informer, they did an interview with Activision CEO Eric Hirshberg, and in there they discussed the idea of remastering Call of Duty games for these new systems. Now, what he ended up saying was pretty interesting. I'm going to quote this right from the article. If done well, I think remasters can be great. You talk about nostalgia, and people have such a connection to the games that they loved from the last cycle. They want to be able to see what it would look like if somebody did it right for this cycle. It's always the opportunity cost, meaning we need everybody we can to get the content we're already committed to for our games. It's always a matter of finding great people to do that work. I would love to play Modern Warfare 1 or the original Black Ops. There's certainly a deep well there. No announcements, but it's something that we talk about and think about a lot. So ladies and gentlemen, it looks like over at Activision, they're actually discussing the idea of remastering these older Call of Duty games quite often. But I gotta say, I have to point this out here. Eric Hirshberg. Eric, I think we know each other a long time, you and I. I can't help but notice that you called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1 in an interview that's going to be read by millions of people. Not counting the YouTube videos that are going to be made about the interview. You called COD 4 Modern Warfare 1. Ugh! Hate it. Hate it so much. Such a pet peeve of mine. And it's true. I mean, people can call it Modern Warfare 1, I suppose, if they want to, because it makes sense. There's Modern Warfare 2 and there's Modern Warfare 3. What about Modern Warfare 1? But just nobody called it that back when Call of Duty 4 was out. It was called COD 4. Everybody called it COD 4. I hate when people do that. And still help me if they actually give us a COD 4 remake and they call it Modern Warfare 1 Remastered. Oh my god. Oh, it would be terrible. It would be terrible. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, well, you kind of dodged the question, I suppose, a little bit in his response. You know, you talk about nostalgia, and people have such connections to the games that they loved from the last cycle. We want to be able to do stuff for this cycle, and it's always the opportunity cost. I mean, we need everybody we can to make the current content that we're already committed to for new games. It's like, I understand that they are basically saying we don't want to take our top guys away from making new content to remaster old content, and that's understandable. I think that's a good thing to go forward. But honestly, how hard is it to do an HD remake? I think anyone can really do an HD remake of a game. You just need some off studio, like High Moon Studios, right, who essentially just ported over Advanced Warfare for the 360 and the PlayStation 3. You just get an off studio like that to be like, okay, so all we really need to do is take this old game, make it look prettier, and make it work on a new system. That's all you need to do. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? You don't have to remake everything. You don't have to rebalance anything. You don't have to redo anything to the game itself. You just need to make it look a bit more sparkly. That's all I really need to do with it. But later on in the interview, this is also pretty interesting for a lot of you guys out there, and I know there's a lot of you who are still upset with the idea that PlayStation is going to be having the exclusivity deal for Call of Duty, in that they will be getting the DLC first, as well as Call of Duty eSports might, nothing confirmed yet, might be moving over to PlayStation. He actually was asked about that, and this was his answer. Obviously, that matters. The muscle memory is a deep physical connection to the controller that you're used to. It's been a cross-platform game the entire time. We've had great players on both platforms the entire time. The partnership with Sony was the right decision at this time. They've been a great partner on Destiny, and they have a ton of momentum with the PlayStation 4 and really got behind this thing. They wanted to see that deal on their platform. We're going to make it work. That's all he said, right? That's all he said. And again, it was really kind of dodging the issue. It's like there's a lot of Call of Duty players that really are into competitive Call of Duty. They're into esports, and they want to go pro. They want to make a run at this thing, but they all have played on Xbox forever. Like, ever since Call of Duty really has come out, the competitive side of things has really been on Xbox. And how are you just going to change it over there and make everyone buy this new platform, play on these new controllers? It's really going to shake things up. And he's like, yeah, well, it's been a cross-platform game this whole time. This whole time, yeah, I mean, we've had good players on both sides, I suppose, and it's always it's cross-platform. It's definitely a cross-platform, and yeah, PlayStation 4, they got a lot of momentum, man, they're good stuff. They didn't really say anything, right? He dodged the question completely, which I hate. Whenever you, ask somebody that has a lot of real power, or a lot of real information, they always really seem to dodge questions. Like, have you ever seen, a sports interview, after a game or something like that? So what went wrong today? Well, it appears that they did pretty good, and we didn't make the plays, and they dodged the question, right? They never want to call anything out. They never want to say anything drastic. They always dodge the question. They step around it, right? And that's exactly what Eric Hirshberg's doing in this interview, right? They ask him something, kind of a tough question, I would suppose. Competitive Call of Duty players have always played on Xbox, and with the maps coming first to PlayStation, is there going to be a drastic change in the esports landscape? And he's like, well, yeah, muscle memory, it's a deep physical connection to the controller that you're used to. It's like, come on, man, just give us an answer. Talk about it. But then again, the reason he probably dodged the question is he's waiting for an actual statement or an actual reveal to come out about whether or not Call of Duty eSports will in fact be moving over to PlayStation. Of course, it hasn't been announced or anything like that yet, so we're going to have to go ahead and wait to find out. But he kind of just dodged the question because maybe he doesn't know. It's entirely possible. But ladies and gentlemen, what we were able to take from this interview, which of course, if you guys want to check out the entire interview for yourselves, you can find it at the link at the very bottom of the video description. What we learned is they do think about remaking older Call of Duty games. In my own personal opinion, it's all but confirmed. I can guarantee in a world where everything is either a definitive collection, an HD collection, or the master collection, right? All of these games are being remade now. Did you see this year's E3? A lot of games are being remade, and to me, Call of Duty is going to be no different. It would just be leaving millions upon millions upon millions of dollars on the table to not remake Call of Duty, when in reality, it's not that hard to remaster an old video game. You just need to make it look a bit more sparkly and make it work on the current hardware, right? That's all you need to do it, and they could probably do so by getting an off-brand studio, again, like High Moon Studios, perhaps some of the guys that are going to be working with Treyarch on Black Ops 3, perhaps they could do something like that and remaster these older Call of Duty games one game at a time. Perhaps they get someone like Raven Software to start working on this kind of thing, while still at the same time having Treyarch working on their new games, having Infinity Ward working on their new games, and having Sledgehammer working on their new games, of course, with the new Call of Duty 3-year development cycle. So it's entirely possible we're going to be seeing remade games in the future. Of course, with the Xbox One, it's now going to be backwards compatible. We learned about that at E3, and they're going to be adding games to that list. One is going to assume some of the older Call of Duty games are, in fact, going to be making it onto that list, allowing us to play games like Call of Duty 4, perhaps even Black Ops 2, maybe even Modern Warfare 3, like you're seeing in this video, make it work on our Xbox One, and probably Sony and PlayStation 4 is probably going to follow suit with their own idea of backwards compatibility aside from the PlayStation Now system. So we're going to have to see what's going to be happening in the future, but ladies and gentlemen, it is entirely possible that your old Call of Duty games that you have so much memories and so much nostalgia for could be coming to current hardware in one way or another. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all found it helpful and informative, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves, and down in the video description, I've got a fun little test for you guys. I have a straw poll, because I love giving you guys straw polls, I do, because it's interesting to see everyone's opinions on stuff. If I ask you for your opinions in the comments, I can read all the comments, which I do on all of my videos. I see your comments. I don't reply to all of them for obvious reasons, because that would take all day, but I do read all of your comments. I've always taken viewer feedback very seriously, and it's always been nice to read through the comments and get just of what you guys think, but it's kind of hard to get an accurate number. What I love about straw polls and giving you guys something to vote on is I can get more of an accurate number. So down in the video description, right by this article, you will find a link to a straw poll, and it's going to have all of the Call of Duty games going from Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, all of the games, right? All of the games are going to be on there, and I want to know what game above the rest would you like to see remastered, right? What game would you guys like to see remastered? I'm going to make it so you can vote multiple times, because for me personally, I'd like to see a lot of these games remastered. I'll make it so you guys can vote multiple times and basically pick multiple games, but we're going to see from that poll what you guys think should be the game that's remastered the most. Like, what games were the most popular that you guys would definitely like to see on the Xbox One and on the PlayStation 4 and even on PC. Like an updated World at War on PC, that'd be amazing. Updated Call of Duty 4 on PC, Modern Warfare 2, all that would be amazing. Like better graphics, better stuff, that'd be cool. It would definitely be cool. So go ahead and vote on that straw poll. Be sure to go and check out the source article in the video description. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.